you to sleep, and it's all fouled up in here in your brain. You know, I mean, I'm not a medical doctor. I can't explain it like a neurologist can explain it to you. But it's probably not far from from the truth. That
not far from what?
From a logical explanation of what's happening to your sleep pattern and what we're experiencing here as your family. So you sleep for an extended amount of period, like when Camille just
in other words, when I sleep for 24 hours.
And then you're ready to go back to sleep after you've been up. Right, Camille?
Yeah, 2 to 4 hours. You will try to go back to sleep
after you just slept
for 24 hours,
and your body,
whatever, a long period of time, 24, 36, even 12 hours, and then you want to go back to sleep after your body is fully rested, relying on medication to put you back into a drowsy state, and the medication just doesn't work anymore because of the condition of your brain, what's going on with your brain.
Yeah. And also because your body's not tired yet. Your body's not tired yet.
And we're faced.
You're not
Camille, on a daily basis, is explaining this to you over and over and over.
Because you forget every time I tell you. You forget from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. You'll forget what I tell you.
We're really challenged here, and the whole purpose of me sitting in here and bringing Camille and Connie in here was just to get you to somehow, through all of this confusion with your memory, to tolerate the Silverado girls.
Yeah.
And that's really what the purpose of tonight's talk was, is to get you to just accept.
You mean on the talk, right?
Just tonight. That's what I've.
She's been talking to you about it for 2.5 hours. Dave has.
To try to get you to somehow.
You've been talking for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I've been in here since what time? It's pushing. It's about 9:40. I've at least been in here since about 7, I think. Maybe.
Yes,
when did I get 7?
Up?
It doesn't matter when you got up. The point I'm making is that trying to get.
You got up about 4 o'clock.
About 4 o'clock. Trying to get some harmony here with the Silverado girls coming in here, so every day you don't just explode and get angry about it. Do you think you could do that?
I've got to devise a way.
And the alternative, remember we just talked about 20 minutes ago, the alternative is potentially a nursing home for you. That's, you know, you know, there's not like any perfect answer, unfortunately, Lucianne, and you've been calling your own shots all your life yourself, and it's hard for you to shift that way. But unfortunately, you're going to have to. I don't know how else to put it, where I don't, you know, say something disrespectful.
Well, I think I'm going to have a notebook.
You had a notebook.
We got a notebook.
You had your own notebook for 2 months.
And
you didn't write any. You wrote one sentence in it, and every time I tried to get you, every time you would say.
I found the notebook the other day, and I was looking at it, and I thought,
why
what
bother?
The hell?
Don't you have better things to do? You're keeping notes about yourself. Who gives a damn? Don't you have better things to do?
Wait a minute.
No, there's her reasoning, but the problem is, Mother.
No, I looked at it.
The reasoning's ludicrous.
You don't ever remember to write in it. That's the problem.
No, that isn't what I'm saying.
What do you want to keep notes for? What do you care?
You're not listening to what I wanted to say.
Okay, well, go ahead and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I pick up that notebook. I look at it. I see where my writing, and I see what looks, and I'm puzzled. It looks like, and I'm trying to remember, and best I could remember was I was going to start keeping track in the notebook of when I wake up. so that when I go to bed I can look at it again and make a note.
You don't do it, Mommy. You
Well,
forget.
don't, just wait a minute.
You completely forget all the time, so
That's-
you're not remembering. You won't remember this conversation in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem, Luciana. That's what's happening here.
You didn't remember Renee being here today, after she left 20 minutes later.
It's really hard on everybody. And you're getting frustrated. And nobody wants to see you get angry. Because you're hell to live with when you're angry, to be quite honest with you.
What?
You're hell to live with when you're angry. So nobody wants to see you get angry. And everybody's trying to do this without getting you upset.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is very difficult.
Because look what happened at the inn the other night. When you went to the inn and Joanne waited on you, you got mad because the lady in the next booth was talking and you said she was talking too loud.
Yeah.
And you got madder and madder and you got up and you went and started yelling at her to shut up.
And her son is a famous actor on TV.
Oh, God.
So you don't want to, you have to understand that we're just, you know,
You
that
have to understand
sometimes,
we love you and we're trying to help. And it's
yeah,
it's
and
really,
sometimes you get real angry and it's hard for us to, you know, we're trying to.
So I went to the woman and told her she was...
it was Connie and I came down that afternoon. And Camille and Garo took a couple nights off. We've been here for the weekend. And
Yeah.
they've been here during the daytime.
Yeah.
And so you asked to go out to dinner, so you took Connie and I to the inn, the three of us. And we sat in a booth in the very corner there by the wine room. And the
what?
the little wine room, the chilled wine room there.
Oh.
And Dave drove, took
And
you both to the inn, you and Connie.
Just I'm not sure, the ambiance, the ambient noise of the booth next door was next to us was annoying you to the point where you got up. And at one point I escorted you out to where the maitre d' stand is to distract you. And you walked by the woman and you looked at her. And then we sat back down, and about 10 minutes later you jumped up and stormed over there and pointed your finger at her. Quit talking so loud. She's an elderly lady about your age, a little frail lady. Her son is a Hollywood actor, and she lives here. And it was her birthday, and I tried to explain to you that other people have the right to make noise. Unfortunately, it's one of those things we have to tolerate when we go to a restaurant. And you were in one of your bad moods.
God almighty.
What would you say the next time that happens, that I film that and play it back for you?
What?
What would you say if one of those times that I film it on my video camera and I play it back for you? Would that help you? I mean, would you be able to watch yourself? Would
Yeah.
you be able to stomach that?
I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, would that help you come to terms with what we've been talking about tonight?
I would hope it would.
Because
I mean, that's probable.
Camille, we have these.
You know, we haven't tried that. I would try it.
But herein lies the problem, that it's wearing on everybody, literally mostly Camille, on a daily basis to have these long, drawn-out conversations to try to get you to remember. It's a full-time job.
How long do the conversations last, Camille?
Well, usually,
This is about a 2-hour one right now.
yeah, it's usually an hour and a half to 2 hours for me to explain why the girls are here.
Oh.
And that's just about the girls, you know. If it's about the conservatorship or the bank, it's another 2 hours for each of those issues.
There's a couple other big topics that we haven't even talked about tonight that are regularly discussed.
What?
Let's just leave that for another night, okay?
No, I mean, tell me so